A talk on self-esteem given to a group of aspirants and sisters in the Catholic Church. My dear friends, we are all programmed at birth. Whatever was said to you by parents, brothers and sisters, or by teachers, or whatever was you learned from the social media, they influence whom you become. For example, when we are young, the mothers look at your eyes and your face, and intuitively, there is a communication between you and your mother. The mother may say with their eyes intuitively or with their faces that you are beautiful, you are gorgeous, I'm happy to have you. But if your mother intuitively says, you are a pain for me, you brought collision and conflict in my family, I wish you were not born. Those are messages that intuitively a child carries all through life. So any message that is received from birth is stored in the brain, and part of that brain does not know the difference between true or false, right or wrong. We live with these programs and they affect our thinking and our acting. When we go to school, friends define us. What do they say we are? Do they tell you are a good footballer, you are a bright student, you are a bright pupil? What do they say about you? If, on the contrary, your peers and your friends talk bad of you, you are fat, you have big eyes, maybe the body image, maybe you are clumsy, you are not sharp, you cannot play football, or if they come and say, like one school I went, and the teacher had divided this class into two. There was the class of the bright students and pupils, and the other one he was calling a class of fools. So I was just imagining those students or pupils in the class of fools may be very hard to redeem themselves. Maybe they are not fools, but it is about what the teacher defines them. So all these things impact on us. 77% of the images that come to our minds are negative. That is, they are against us. And so we carry them all through, and they can create for us a self-talk about yourself. Your brain is wired to succeed or fail. So no one wants to fail. But if you get good programs for your brain, you think success. But if you get bad programs in your brain, you start thinking about failure. My dear friends, self-esteem, according to Rogers, is the belief and the self-concept that we have of ourselves. And Rogers defines that the issue of self-concept, he divides it into three. There is the self-image, how we view ourselves. Then there is the self-esteem, how we value ourselves. And then there is the ideal self, what we wish to be or to look like or to feel, where we want to go. My dear friends, we as human beings, the Bible tells us, we are created in the image and the likeness of God in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verses 26 to 27. Whatever our parents said, and brothers and sisters, those were messages that came to us, but God created us. If we are not careful, we can live trying to satisfy other people's expectations, and we can live trying to copy what other people do. And that's why self-esteem is about who I am. Who am I as a person? There's the physical description. I'm tall, have big eyes, blue eyes, I'm short, I'm plump, I'm slim. These are physical description. Maybe the other layer is about the social roles. Who am I? Maybe these are like behaviors that are shaped to some extent by the roles we play. For example, I'm a student, I'm a housewife, I'm a footballer, or I'm an engineer. All those social roles we play. I'm a politician. Those ones social roles, they also shape who we are. Number three of who I am can be formed by personal traits. This is the third dimension of the self-description. Either I am impulsive, I am generous, I am kind, I tend to worry a lot. Those are the personal traits. But they still don't define us. The three I've talked about, the physical description, the social traits, and the personal traits, they don't define us. I'll ask you one question. If you are not tall, maybe you are shorter than you are now, will you still be the same? Will you be you? If you never went to school, would you still be yourself? Or if you never became the person that you are, maybe you never attained the profession that you are in, and maybe you went for another profession, would you still be you? If you were born in a different ethnic group than the one you were born in, would you still be you? I say yes. So now, the fourth stage is the existential statements that come to us. I am a child of the universe. I am a human being, and I am a spiritual being, created in the image and the likeness of God. Now, this is the statement that should be the core of our existence. This is a statement that should guide our operation, that nothing should define us that is external from us. And that is why a psychologist called Maslow came up with a hierarchy of needs. And in the hierarchy of needs, he said there are physiological needs, there are safety needs, that's stage 2. Then there's the need to belong or to be loved. And then the stage 4, there is the esteem. We need to be esteemed. It's a real need. It's a human need. And he says when we have a good esteem, then we go to the fifth level, which is the climax of our own living, and he calls self-actualization. So, self-esteem and self-worth is necessarily is a personal opinion of oneself, and is necessarily shaped by our relationships with others, our experiences, and our accomplishments in life. So this is achieved by setting, if we want to have a good self-esteem, is to set attainable goals. So self-esteem always involves a degree of evaluation, and self-esteem tends to lead us to having good confidence of ourselves and our abilities. We go to another level of self-acceptance. We don't even worry about what others think about us, and we develop a spirit of optimism. But when we don't have a good or high self-esteem, we may go to low self-esteem. And in low self-esteem, we begin having a negative view of ourselves. And this leads to lack of confidence, and we want to look like someone else. We can't, you feel that you're not good enough, and you always worry about what others might think, and then it can lead to pessimism. In this low self-esteem, you have statements like, I can't do it, I'm not worthy, I cannot be perfect, I must not make any mistake, I must be perfect. I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm not, nobody loves me, I'm not beautiful, I'm not, handsome like the rest. These are signs of low self-esteem. So self-esteem defines itself or shows itself in this way. When you are not thinking much of yourself, it's a sign of low self-esteem. That's number 1. Number 2, when you start criticizing yourself, it's a sign of low self-esteem. When you start blaming yourself, number 3. Number 4, when you focus on your own weaknesses instead of focusing on your strength. Number 5, the feeling that you are unable to assert yourself. Number 6, when you start apologizing a lot. Every simple mistake, you are there apologizing. It's a sign of low self-esteem. Number 7, avoiding challenges and trying to be perfect. If you try to be perfect, it's a sign that you have a low self-esteem, because it's not human to be perfect. Number 8, the feeling of self-conscious. Always think about yourself. Number 9, being eager to please. The people who like pleasing others, pleasing authorities, and people pleasers have so low self-esteem. And number 10, the feeling like you don't deserve the treatment that you are getting. When somebody compliments you, you always say, it's not me, I don't need that. So maybe there are 4 major factors that influence self-esteem. 1, is the reaction of others. If people admire us, if people flatter us, if people seek out our company, if people listen attentively and agree with us, we tend to develop a positive self-image. But if people avoid us, neglect us, tell us things about ourselves that we don't want to hear, we can easily develop a low self-esteem. So the reaction of others can make us create a low self-esteem. Number 2, comparison with others. If you compare ourselves with others, we appear to be more, we compare ourselves with the people who appear to be more successful, who appear to be happier than us and richer than us, better looking than ourselves, then we can easily develop a negative self-image. But if these people are less successful than us, our image will be positive. But many times we like comparing ourselves with people who are more successful than us. Number 3, social roles. Some social roles carry prestige. For example, a doctor, a pilot, a television presenter, a footballer, a professor in a university, maybe a model. All this, they promote self-esteem. But other roles carry with them some stigma. For example, when you are a prisoner, or you are a mental hospital patient, or you are a refuse collector, you are an employed person, or when you are, an undertaker, you work in a morgue, sometimes they can make us have a low self-esteem. Then, number 4 is the identification. Roles are not just out there. They also become part of our personality. That is, we identify with the positions we occupy, the roles we play, and the groups that we belong to. So identifying ourselves with some groups can either build or destroy our esteem. So how do you think we can improve our self-esteem? Because it's not good to always live with this low self-esteem. It actually affects our personality and even our socialization with others. I think we can be better than we are. I think we are not limited. God does not limit us, and we are not limited. If you don't have something, I think you can always work for it. So how can we improve our self-esteem? 1, connect with people on a regular basis. Don't be alone. Be with where people are. Number 2, build your mental health support network. Have people, a group that you can network with, you can laugh with. Number 3, challenge negative thoughts by trying to create a more balanced and realistic thoughts. What I mean is that challenge those negative thoughts that tell you that you are not good, you are not attractive. Challenge them by telling yourself you are good. Number 4, look after your mental and physical health. That is, look at mental health, do some exercise, even have good nutrition. Number 5, practice self-care regularly. Do things that you enjoy and give you some sense of achievement. And then number 6, ask for help if things become so much. If you find that you are still struggling with low self-esteem, please seek help. Seek counseling. That is why there are counselors. My dear friends, if you experience negative thoughts which affect your self-esteem, ask yourselves these questions. What is the evidence that supports my thoughts? Is it based on fact or opinion? Number 2, if you find these thoughts are coming back to you, ask yourself, what is the evidence against my thought? Is it based, is it also something that might be maybe cooked? Is there another way I can look at this situation, or it is just the way I'm looking at it? And then ask yourself again, am I also jumping to conclusion rather than considering maybe some alternatives? Then what is a more balanced thought that I can make about myself, which can replace my negative thoughts? My dear friend, these are questions that we should ask ourselves. But now, how do we build a strong and a positive self-esteem? My dear friend, one of the key of wiring your brain is repetition. Brain records permanently messages that are repeatedly stored in them. So, I'll give you a story about building self-esteem. Once upon a time, while walking through the forest, a certain man found a young eagle, and he took it home and put it in a farm where it soon learned to eat and feed like a chicken and to behave like chickens. So one day, a visitor at the farm inquired of the owner why it was the eagle, and it is the king of birds, why is it confined to live in a poultry farm? And he says, since I have given it chicken feed and tried it to live as chicken, I have it has never learned to fly. So now, the visitor said and insisted that it has it has the heart and the nature of an eagle and can surely be taught to fly. After talking it over, the two men agreed to find out whether this is possible. Gently, the visitor took the eagle in his hands and said, "You belong to the sky, not to the earth. Stretch forth your wings and fly." The eagle, however, was confused. She did not know who she was. And seeing the chicken eating their food, she jumped down to be with them again. The next day, the visitor came back and went with the eagle on top of the roof and said, "You are an eagle. Stretch out your wings and fly." But the eagle was still afraid of her unknown self and the world and jumped down once more for the chicken food. The third day, the visitor also rose early and took the eagle out on the farm on a high mountain. There he held the king of the birds high above him and encouraged her again, saying, "You are not chicken, you are an eagle. You belong to the sky. Stretch your wings now and fly." The eagle looked around, back towards the farm and up to the sky. The visitor lifted him straight towards the sun. It happened that the eagle began to tremble in fear. So slowly she stretched out his wings. At last, with a triumphant cry, she soared away high into the heavens. It may be that the eagle still remembers the chicken life with nostalgia. It may even be that she occasionally visits the farm, but as far as anyone knows, she never returned back to lead the life of a chicken. Maybe you're in that situation. Maybe you have been accustomed and maybe you have been socialized to think that you are not able to do some things. But maybe you are able to do better than you are. But because of those parental talks, the teachers in school, our peers, and the society, we may be confined to an area where we need to walk out and fly like an eagle. I believe God did not create anyone to be tied in a certain cocoon of life. God created us to fly. And we need to walk out and fly. And how are we going to fly? By building high self-esteem. And this is wiring our minds with positive the messages in our brain. And this we can do by repetition. The strongest program always wins. So if we start programming our minds and our thoughts to positive things like, for example, I am able, I'm generous, I am tender, I'm determined, I'm curious, I'm valuable, I'm wise, I'm beautiful, I'm trustworthy, I am humble, I am I'm handsome, I know I'm strong, this kind of self-talk, if you can develop it, then you can learn it like a new language. In fact, we say any language is learned through repetition. So self-talk is like learning a new language. Talk to yourself. Talk positive things about yourself. And you can change your program by changing the self-talk. Reprogram your mind. If your mind has always been telling you how bad you are and you are not able to, reprogram your mind. It's like listening to audio tapes. Listen to, even positive talks in your car, in the radio, your phone. Reprogram your brain for success. My dear friend, this is our call. How do we build this self-esteem? I'll give you very fast practical ways of building self-esteem. Please, I may not explain, but just have them. Look for 1, 2, or 3 activities among the 20 I'm going to give you, and please try to do them. 1, find your anthem, something that strikes you. Make it an anthem. Sing it every morning. 2, get out and get the best of yourself. Maybe a music, something that makes you good. Then dance. Dance that good music. Number 3, text 3 people and tell them they are amazing. We build self-esteem by building also the esteem of others, talking good of others. Do that. Number 4, give a smile nod to someone. For example, we like being acknowledged. Tell somebody, oh, you are good. Tell somebody, that was a very bright idea. Number 5, go to your phone and select 5 photos you like most. Print them and take them to your bathroom mirror or your bedroom where you see them every morning when you wake up. Number 6, make a learning bucket list. What do you want to do and achieve academically? Number 7, follow your favorite comedian on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or on TikTok. Number 8, stand like a winner. Feel like a winner. Winners take some space when they win a race. They feel they have the space. Feel that as you move around. Number 9, do one thing that brings you happiness and joy. Spend time with friends and family who make you feel good. Number 10, take 10 deep breaths. Take the 10 of them. They will make you relaxed. Number 11, create a pump up routine, something to cheer you up. Number 12, clean out your closet. Clean out your closet, your office or room. The way our rooms are organized and offices are organized is the way our minds are organized. Number 13, say no to anything or thing that you dread. And don't spend time with the people who make you look bad or dread you or pull you down. Avoid any company that makes you maybe come back feeling bad about yourself or people who pull you down. Number 14, do a random act of kindness. Help others. Buy someone a cup of tea. Help a poor person. Just simple thing. Or open a door. When you are walking the office, opens a door for someone to get in. Number 15, record your voicemail. Like the way you sound. Record your voicemail. Even for me, after this recording, I know after doing all this and giving this talk, I'll listen to it and it will give me some, esteem as a person. Number 16, take a walk. Set a new setting. Maybe if you've not been very good at it, you can change the way you walk or where the environment. Number 17, keep a success file. Have a file where you list all your successes. Many times we think about failure, but can we keep a success file? A file that when you open, you see all your achievements? Yes. Number 18, clean out your desk. And number 19, write a positive LinkedIn review. What I mean is that write a review about someone. Recommend someone online or even physically. Number 20, list and write 3 or 5 things that you are grateful, either to God, to others, or even to yourself. Gratitude is one way of building self-esteem. My dear friend, God did not create us to be troubled by things of this world. God created us to be happy and to exploit our potential. Don't be like a chicken, fly out like an eagle.